Let's get into it. Let's get into it. When it comes to. When it comes to. It's the sort of thing that. It's the sort of thing that. I definitely agree that. I definitely agree that. Depends how well you do. Depends how well you do. I thought about doing. I thought about doing. I expected it to be. I expected it to be. I can't remember. I can't remember. I am so interested in it. I am so interested in it. Almost everything else other than. Almost everything else other than. As we tend to say. As we tend to say. By about an hour. By about an hour. I wasn't worried about. I wasn't worried about. I never really knew that before. I never really knew that before. I was really keen to get into it. I was really keen to get into it. It turns into. It turns into. I was a bit confused. I was a bit confused. It was not meant to be. It was not meant to be. I think it gets messy. I think it gets messy. If you do it the other way round. If you do it the other way round. It's what they are known for. It's what they are known for. I'm so afraid of being adjudged. I'm so afraid of being adjudged. Much more difficult than. Much more difficult than. How to overcome it. How to overcome it. Nobody is doing that. Nobody is doing that. I got in trouble when. I got in trouble when. You don't come across it. You don't come across it. That's kind of what my experience was like. That's kind of what my experience was like. All doing that. All doing that. I don't want anything holding me back anymore. I don't want anything holding me back anymore. You have to get rid of. You have to get rid of. You can go right ahead. You can go right ahead. I am relying on. I am relying on. I know that you might be thinking. I know that you might be thinking. Come full circle. Come full circle. From the comfort of my own home. From the comfort of my own home. All over the world. All over the world. I am not tied to one place. I am not tied to one place. Now I can do that. Now I can do that. On the other hand, the things I have heard about. On the other hand, the things I have heard about. That's how I ended up doing. That's how I ended up doing. So it really keeps me grounded. So it really keeps me grounded. You just keep moving forward. You just keep moving forward. Is what I call it. Is what I call it. Here we go. Here we go. It is a bit confusing. It is a bit confusing. I look back at it often. I look back at it often. There was one little problem. There was one little problem. Here is the thing. Here is the thing. Prior to that. Prior to that. I am going to dive into what to do. I am going to dive into what to do. I want to do kind of my own thing. I want to do kind of my own thing. I ever thought was possible. I ever thought was possible. That's really big clue. That's really big clue. So and so. So and so. It doesn't always happen right away. It doesn't always happen right away. To get where you want to go. To get where you want to go. The only way to do so is. The only way to do so is. Don't make me talk about him again. Don't make me talk about him again. That comes back to. That comes back to. Making an impact. Making an impact. I got to a point where. I got to a point where. Feels a little weird. Feels a little weird. I wouldn't say I am. I wouldn't say I am. If you want to make sure that. If you want to make sure that. Is it in high demand? Is it in high demand? You should pay attention to what. You should pay attention to what. So that's how you do it. So that's how you do it. To not do that. To not do that. I am totally aligned with. I am totally aligned with. That makes complete sense. That makes complete sense. I get to enjoy. I get to enjoy. Some of my time. Some of my time. There is another thing called. There is another thing called. Other people have different views on it. Other people have different views on it. As someone who has spent a lot of time working in the UK. As someone who has spent a lot of time working in the UK. I don't consider myself to be. I don't consider myself to be. It's based on that. It's based on that. That surely has to be taken into account too. That surely has to be taken into account too. It does get confusing. It does get confusing. Trying to get it all right. Trying to get it all right. As soon as you go away from that, there is. As soon as you go away from that, there is. It gets difficult. It gets difficult. Did you stay in London that time? Did you stay in London that time? It was quite familiar. It was quite familiar. How did you get into working in marketing? How did you get into working in marketing? What's your immediate feeling of? What's your immediate feeling of? There are probably two sides to it. There are probably two sides to it. Things like that. Things like that. From the perspective of somebody who is very much into learning new things. From the perspective of somebody who is very much into learning new things. The danger I noticed was that it came about. The danger I noticed was that it came about. Some really good bits. Some really good bits. I tidy up all the time. I tidy up all the time. These kind of things. These kind of things. For 2 months or so. For 2 months or so. To have a more positive outlook. To have a more positive outlook. It got really boring. It got really boring. Did you climb all the way up? Did you climb all the way up? For the first, like. For the first, like. We got back in contact. We got back in contact. You haven't been hanging around. You haven't been hanging around. Fairly recent. Fairly recent. Very time-consuming. Very time-consuming. I was up against. I was up against. My main focus at the moment is. My main focus at the moment is. It's what they are known for. It's what they are known for. VOCABjo, your way to learn English. Listen, learn, enjoy.